Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Welcome to your weekly collective, and that's going to be from the week starting today of March 17th through the 23rd. And by the way, for those that are celebrating and do celebrate St. Patrick's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day. Had to bring out the green gloves for that specifically, but also because green represents heart as far as the correlation with the chakras, which is something I bring up every single reading. And then also to say that I wanted to show you my special shirt. I have had this shirt. I am somebody. Okay, and so are you. We all are somebody in the world. Thank God, right? Because that's the most important thing to know. We all have something to offer. We are all a collective. We're all in this together. We're one consciousness. And I've had this shirt since I was 17. My mother added the bling because that's what she do, and I've followed suit. I can't seem to leave anything alone. I love the little shiny this, that, and the other. And I love it so much, and it managed to stay with me all these years. So to make it simple for you, I guess I can tell you it's from the 70s, and we'll leave it at that, okay? I love being festive, and I love having fun. And I love that you're here and taking the time to watch this reading. And I do want to put out a special thanks for those that have been subscribing and liking and supporting my channel, because I'm noticing the lifting up and the expansion, if you will, of the likes, and just making me feel really, really special. Now, I've been more bold, which is of course what makes a lot of sense at this particular time and juncture in all of our lives with a lot of Aries energy. And I've been just simply asking you, please help me support this channel, help me make it grow. I love what I do. I've been doing it for a lot of years, but I want to make money. I want to be monetized. And in order to even do that, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers. So that's where you come in. It's free and it's super supportive, and I'm very, very grateful to you. And I'm going to make it happen. I'm absolutely going to make it happen. And that's how I want to have everybody feeling, particularly at this particular time. And I'll explain it more, because first of all, for those that are new and have not seen my channel before, once again, welcome. I do have a format. I change it up a bit. I will change the decks. I sometimes change the actual layout of the reading. But I like to start with the chakra check that Spirit wants you to know about. And then I correlate it with the specific crystal, because crystals are very healing and they're very supportive. And I have this beautiful necklace that I add the particular chakra crystal or gemstone with, okay? And I wear it and I infuse the reading for even more support and guidance from Spirit. And then I am going to be reading a Celtic cross layout for you today. And that's going to have a lot of different placements that explain a lot of different parts and avenues of our life. And then I'm going to finish with a couple of oracle messages. So hopefully you won't be in a rush, and hopefully you're all right with the fact that I talk. I am a talker. I think Spirit wanted that from the get-go from me, to be able to express and share things and be the conduit and the enthusiast, if you will, about life and spirit, and the mentions of being all things metaphysical. And I am extremely grateful for it. I have been so fully blessed with the very idea of Spirit working with me in that way. And Spirit works through all of us. So it's not just me, but it's this beautiful, passionate desire that I have that's been coming through and coming true for a lot of years. Now, I do readings in person. If you're ever interested, there is a link below, and it is through my website, Pure Massage Therapies. I am a massage therapist full-time. Bear with me one sec. And I do that in between these readings, of course, and 5 days a week. So you're more than welcome to come in person. I would love to have you set up a time, and that's what you can do. It's under the Tarot tab. But if not, my goal, and I'm working every day towards it, as I have been for a while, because I'm not very good with technology, but I'm learning, and I'm going to be excelling as far as being able to have a link and so forth, so that you can have a video sent, for example. It's in progress, and I don't feel comfortable necessarily right now, in the sense that I'm going to go down the list of some of the most predominant things happening right now for the collective in the skies, and planetary wise and lunar wise, meaning the moon. And so we are in a double retrograde period right now. Venus started its retrograde on the 1st of March, and it will continue till the 12th of April. So it's about 40 days, 40 nights. And it is not something that happens every year, but it happens every couple of years. And man, wow, the things I've been told, the things I'm feeling, it's opening up the heart chakra. Trust me, I wouldn't be surprised if that came up today. All of the chakras matter. They're the energy centers in our body, throughout our body, you know, from the root all the way up to the crown and upwards. For the 8th chakra, that's all inclusive and all, you know, that connects us, the one consciousness. It's just, it's a time of reflection when it's ever a retrograde, and it's all about the redoing, the renewing, the revisiting, the reconnecting, you know, people coming from your past. And it has a lot to do with love. It has a lot to do with relationships. Venus is the ruler of love, predominantly, right? The planet that rules that. And so therefore the two astrological signs that are ruled by Venus are Libra and Taurus. So I feel like first and foremost in the lineup, if you will, we have those two signs definitely feeling more of a connection and a strength about that. But we all are. So that's for everybody. And everybody has a little bit of every sign in their natal chart. You can look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. But your more personal natal chart, you may know, you may not. It's also you can do for free. And it lets you know if you have Libra or Taurus. And then we go on to the fact that the other very, very, very heavy hitters, if you will, of this month and moving forward, and then for 18 months specifically, are Pisces, North Node eclipse, you know, series that's happening for the next 18 months, Virgo, South Node. We had our first lunar eclipse last Friday. I personally have taken a lot of deep breaths today because it was leading up to it, the feeling that I always do anyway. And I definitely feel things. I get, once again, downloads, insights, psychic, clairvoyant visions. Dreams have been off the charts. If you have any kind of water sign or Pisces energy in your chart, or, you know, natal, any kind of positioning of that, I feel like it's heightened without a doubt. And I think for the better. I think it's a positive. Most things I think are positive, just so you know. And so that's very, very much a part of the next 18 months. And Pisces is about love and openness and creativity and imagination and just giving and sacrificing is one of the big words, okay? And that's not a bad thing. I mean, a lot of times when you hear that, it almost sounds like, well, why? Why sacrifice? Well, Pisces like to sacrifice. It's not like it's not actually an effort. It's just something that's natural. It comes natural for them. So maybe you're feeling that as a collective now, where you're feeling like, I'd like to give this away to somebody. It's making me feel really good inside. I feel like it's just a natural, organic thing happening. Religiously, spiritually, whatever that may mean to you, may be very, very strong in the next 18 months. The South Node, so it's the North Node in Pisces, the South Node in Virgo, is the part in the, as they call it, the tail of the dragon during this eclipse series. That, you know, it happens in cycles every 18 months, and it changes the two specific signs that it's happening in. And so Virgo, which was our full moon, which is all about, you know, a full lunar eclipse last Friday, is about culmination and shining that spotlight on things that are very, very important to close up, release, you know. And I mean, eclipses can be very, very quick about ending something, very quick about starting something, or it can take a literal 6 months or longer to get the full story. You know, it'll happen in phases. And that's exactly where we're in. That's what we're in right now, I should say, where we're heading. I will share with you, if I may, because I like to use myself as an example. What happened in my circumstance and personally is that I had two of my children, my two sons, surprised me with news that I hadn't previous understanding of, but was waiting on some of the last details, if you will. And they both came in the same day. It was just on the actual full lunar eclipse. And they were both just phenomenal, beautiful, life-transforming bits of information. Number one, I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time. And I can't even go, I'm going to be going into it a lot as I continue to do my readings. But just know that I had not expected that. We'd had conversations. It's happening. And then on Friday, the lunar eclipse, my son let me know that I'm going to have a grandson. So my heart has broken open, okay? I just cannot even put it into words. But those of you out there that are already grandparents, you fully know the joy is the best and the most. And so that's beautiful. My other son that called me the same day had lost his job and he was laid off like many of us out there. And I know you can relate as a collective about that. He was doing well. He had gotten a great review. He got laid off on the 10th of March. That very day, he was told about an inside opening that he would be suited for with a company, and he was given the first interview. That went well, then the second, and then he was told earlier the day, or I think it was 2 days before the actual eclipse, that he would have the answer as to whether he was hired. And so, yep, well, he didn't get that. He was told by one of the persons that actually, requested and referred him to the job, because it hadn't even been published. It was an inside hiring, which is phenomenal, right, in itself. That's those things in life that's like, that's karmic. That's not necessarily something you or I can, devise or, make happen. So, and that as a mother, I was astonished to hear about that. But anyway, so the day came and went, and I didn't hear, and I thought, oh, I guess he didn't get it. So the next day I said, I guess no news is good news. And he said, well, no, actually they were too busy, so they're going to let me know, by next week. And on the Friday, he said he has been given the official offer. So enough of my life. I know I don't want to do that to you, but I do want to say I would love to hear your stories. I always believe that I have the comment, aspect turned on. I'm going to check it and double check it again, because that's so important that you voice how you feel, what you'd like to see, how you're resonating, how you're not. I would love it dearly, because that's why I do this channel as well. It means so much to me. So those are two things that have occurred, and they definitely were culminations. They were answers. They were things I needed to know. And it just lit me up, and I'm still kind of basking, if you will, but also feeling this kind of a release. And I believe a lot of people are, and we're still going to be getting information. There's still going to be a lot of changes, because we're with the two retrogrades, both the Venus I was telling you, and then Mercury that happened on the 15th, the day after the lunar eclipse. Okay, so this is all fresh. That'll be through the 7th of April. Just know the main things about it, because there's so many beautiful things about retrogrades. Yes, I said it out loud, and I'm going to continue to say it, and it really works too, because when you do that, the magic happens. I mean, delays are going to happen. Postponements, rescheduling, like big time with my business. However, there's the times that open up that allow you to do things that you wouldn't normally have time to do. I have come across incredible deals and discounts. I walked in to get my cat, my beautiful cat named Eclipse, who's watching right now and adds so much energy to the readings. I walked in to get him some cat sand that I usually get. They didn't have it. They were trying to sell me on a new one. I was trying to decide, and I finally got it. And then they said, well, here's a 50% off coupon, because we didn't have the kind you liked. Beautiful stuff. So as long as you're patient and you're flexible and you allow the flow, which is very Piscean as well, it's going to be okay. We get through them all the time. There are 3+ per year Mercury retrograde. When everything goes forward and you got that shadow period kind of stopping through probably May, man, we've got all planets direct before the first one that goes retrograde back, which will be Pluto in May. This is the time, so I'm kind of giving you a heads up ahead of time. And then lastly, the last eclipse that was from our last series, Aries Libra, is going to happen on the 29th in Aries. So listen, I mentioned I was feeling bolder. We all are feeling bolder with Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. We start the solar return sun season of Aries on the 20th, which is in 3 days. We start the spring equinox, which is what makes Aries a cardinal, doer, innovator. You know, this is me. I'm the first sign. I'm a child. I'm going to make it happen. I'm ruled by Mars, and Mars has gone direct as well. Thank goodness. It's still building up momentum. I can't wish for it fast enough with an Aries moon. Oh my goodness. And then spring and lighter days and just this buildup that happens every year, right? I think we all feel it. And it's so beautiful and so, it's just lighter. It's a beautiful time that we can all really appreciate. Not to say there won't be challenges and all that, of course, but we have the Aries kind of energy to really, really face our challenges and also to recognize our strength. We are so strong, every one of us. And this solar, the lunars are the full moon, the solars are the new moon, happening on the 29th in Aries. I mean, write down what you want and envision it, because then the very next day, one of the biggest powerful things in our lifetime, well, not really, because is that Neptune is going to go into Aries. Actually, I think I'm right about what I said, from what I heard from a very, very, very notable, and I find in I hold in very high esteem. Can't really talk with Mercury retrogrades that well either. Forgive me when I stumble, and I will. But my point is that Neptune has been in the sign of Pisces for the last 14 years. It's going into Aries on the 14th. Oh my goodness, on the 30th. It's been in Pisces for 14 years, and it's an outer planet, so it's slower moving, though it has very much impact on us. It just takes longer to get in each sign. So that goes in for a stay of through October 22nd, I believe, in Aries. Oh my goodness. Saturn follows sometime in July, I believe, for another 3 months or whatever. It goes back into Pisces. And 2026, Neptune stays in Aries for 14 more years. And Saturn stays in for the 2.5 that it does. So I'm just saying, look it up and see, because this is a collective and it's a general, but it's powerful. It's just this feeling of this solar plexus, which is one of our chakras, right? That we can utilize and believe and express our manifestations into reality. So I've spoken enough about that for now. Hopefully you're resonating right away and you understand and you're feeling that. Of course, reading will definitely explain more. But for now, I'm going to push this under the desk here for just a moment and just shuffle up right in front of you. There aren't many cards, and I just want Spirit to come through and let us know the most specific chakra. All are important, of course, but one that may be needing a little more attention or that's doing absolutely well and just will get even more powerful through the month or the week, I should say, because, there are, I think there are 5 Mondays in March, and I'm going to do a reading every week, so you can come back and see what the next one is and so on and so forth. And if I didn't say it, I did upload all of the March readings, so do check those out if you have not had a chance to, with all of your positions, okay? Your sun, moon, rising, and I would say definitely Venus and even Mercury, because they're both in retrograde. Well, here we go. It's not the heart, but it is very important because this is is this the crown? I mix this up a lot. Now the throat is a different shade of blue, but I'll look and see for you. I want to say the crown. No, it's the 6th chakra. It's our intuition. Yes. The Piscean energy. and the intuition and the clairvoyance and the dreams and the prophetic dreams, whether you're a water sign, whether you're an earth, fire, or what's left. No, there's just the three. As far as elements, just spot on, knowing well and full in advance. By the way, just so you know, as far as intuition goes, when my son let me know in February that they were going to have a child, I instantly saw a boy. And then he found out on Friday, yes, your prediction was right, Mom. So it's just beautiful to utilize that, to ask for that, to ask to be shown, and then to be still as you can during time of receiving, because in my experience, I definitely find when I'm in my quiet times in meditation that I do and make a habit of doing every morning before I get up and do anything else, it absolutely will come to you. Answers will always come to you. We're always being guided and we're always being loved and supported. So the sixth chakra, my intuition connects me to the all-seeing, omnipresent nature of the universe. Divine intelligence flows through me. I am provided profound insights that allow me to navigate life's constant movement with simplicity and ease. And yes, the eclipses are they're like, what do they say, full moon on steroids or new moon on steroids. The energy is something you cannot avoid or not feel. Even if you're going to sit there and you have sensitivities at all, which we all do, I know you're going to think, wow, I only had 1 cup of coffee. I'm not sure why. And I don't even drink coffee. I drink my matcha tea, which definitely can pack a wallop. But I have actually found myself needing to go from a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon when the energies are this powerful. So you might want to do that too. It does lend to, a little bit more anxiousness sometimes. So that's just an invitation for those that are saying, why am I extra? But it's calming down. If you, and today's a beautiful day anyway. I think what is it? Is it the sun conjunct Pluto? It's just powerful. It's the sun, the bright, everything I mentioned, and then more about the Aryan energy. And so let us collect the proper, I know what it is. That's right. Okay. The proper crystal so that it's amethyst, my favorite, which I love. And it does come, of course, in my beautiful little pouch here with all of the crystals that have to do with the chakras. And so I'm going to put that in, like I said, the necklace, and we're going to infuse the reading with what it says to be the insight of dreams and intuition. This will definitely instigate that more. This is a smaller one, but all amethysts are amazing. You can see I have them at all times around me. Besides being my favorite color, they are absolutely phenomenal for, what's the term I always want to say? It's glowing up or blowing up your intuition, protection, releasing toxicity, guidance, all the wonderful things. Healing is a huge thing. I didn't mention that, but for those of you who have little or even big issues, this beautiful full moon in Virgo, the Virgin sign, that's all about health and well-being and the natural ways to go about it if possible, is very much favored, and it has a lot to do with healing any circumstance, whether it be relationships, finances, bodily, any kind. Looking into it, asking for the right professional people. I am not a doctor and I'm not a financial advisor, trust me on that. But I'm trying to say I read the energies and I'm aware of the energies that we can be provided from these beautiful crystals. So I'll put this in here. We will infuse the reading. I love purple and green together too. It's one of my favorites. So we'll do that and we'll get started. Now, the other thing is, as I mentioned earlier, if you're still with me, thank you. I love you so much, all of you. And I know that there are people that are just like me. I will watch readings in entirety because I allow that time. I don't want to feel rushed. I want to get something out of everything, and I just like to see what in this reading is for me as a general reading, because there's something here for everybody. And I know that I'm one that wants to bring incredible inspiration in your life and having you recognize your amazing gifts, your powers, your psychic and intuitive gifts that I call them a gift. Sometimes it can be concerning when you're an empath and you take on all this energy and you're saying, but Marianne, how do I shut it off? Well, there's definitely ways you can go about doing that too. I'm here to share it all. I've been through so much, and I'm just like you at the same time, I mean, I'm a human being. Obviously, we all are spirits in human form with issues and daily things that come about, and but I'm also aware of how we can really do some healing and changes on our own. We have that ability. We are part of the cosmos that has everything in it for us, okay? That's the reality too. So this deck was given to me, as several were, from one of my siblings, and I love him so much. He's a Gemini, and I am an air sign as well. And we just always hit it off really well growing up. And I have, well, there's 9 of us total, but I did lose 2 in the last few years. So, but they're always with us, so. And this particular brother used to do tarot readings, and then he turned me on to all these. And so I pulled out a couple, and then I bought more, and I have several, and who doesn't? I mean, you can never have too many. Just saying that, just putting that out there. And so I pulled this out, and not only is it beautiful, but it also is in French, which is just, one of my favorite languages, although, I don't speak it. I'm going to do my best. Please forgive me. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm French, but it does speak of them. And then I have the cheat sheet here because I thought, well, I don't want to waste too much of your time by trying to figure out. So if I'm not 100% sure, it has the French version versus the English, okay? And most of them are self-explanatory. So I did shuffle them and bless them, of course, prior to the reading and you watching. But I've done a little more because Spirit's asking me to. And we're going to continue on with, as I mentioned, I'll wear this, the Celtic cross, okay? So I'll mention each position as we go if you're not familiar. The first one and card representing the center, which is the overall energy and feel of the reading, okay? So I'll set these down here for more room, and we'll get on with the reading. And they're kind of green too, by the way, which is cool. All right, so okay. Wow. Center card. 8 of Swords. Yeah, those are the major arcana. So I looked them over and I recognized what were the wands, the swords, the cups, and the pentacles. Well, the 8 of Swords is our mind. It's our thoughts. It is the air element, which represents the Aquarians, the Geminis, and the Libras of the zodiac. And they are definitely cerebral, and they live their life through their thoughts and their mind, and they like to learn, and they like to be educated and to educate others. They like to teach. They like to share. They're fair and just, and they care about that deeply. And they also get in their head a lot, okay? And that's something that I can vouch for, as I have 4 planets in Libra. And I know, as I've grown up, because I also have 4 in water, that I can balance that out. And I would recommend and ask of you that when you find, if you have these placements of Libra, and as a general watching right now, that you understand that the thoughts are in our mind, and they're great. Our mind is phenomenal. We need our mind, yes. But a lot of times it only offers us so much. So if it's on I wanted to say rotisserie, to be honest. I don't know why. But if it's on a loop, and if it's kind of, at a point where it's obsessive, there's other words that are not coming right now, but you do know what I'm saying, I'm sure. That's when all you simply need to do is say, I'm going to go from my mind to my heart. And you're going to drop down those thoughts, and you're going to drop down those feelings into the heart, because the heart is all healing and all knowing and incredibly intuitive. So I just want to say that this is usually self-induced fears, concerns, worries. We all have them. The best news about it is it's easily remedied, because we can say to ourselves, nope, I'm not going to go that route. I'm not going to think the worst. I have control over that. I don't have control over a lot of things, and we don't know what's coming up next. And it doesn't just have to do with the eclipses and all the things I've mentioned to you today. That's every day, right? That's never been any different. But we have we definitely have the ability to stop ourselves from the what ifs and the concerns that really we don't have answers to, and to free ourselves of that. And I feel like this beautiful energy from this lunar eclipse in Virgo is for exactly that. Let go of that. If that's something you know for yourself you're doing and you don't want to be doing it, do ask to get the help. There's always help. There's, professionals that'll help, and that represents the air as well. There's usually higher educated people that just continue to study and learn so they can help you. That's their field and what they want to do. And if you're not happy with one, you just simply find one that works. Okay, so that's the overall energy, but it's an 8. And 8 is about power, and it's about overcoming, and it's about abundance in numerology. It is the most powerful number in the numerology, and it goes from 1 to 9. So just know that, and coming in, if these fears and concerns, because you've heard maybe something about, the lunar eclipses, this the frenzy, the sensationalism. Yeah, that would do it. But please let go and know we are loved. We are protected. And I didn't have a specific thought about any of it other than I'm going to do my best. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to do my meditation. I'm going to ground myself. I work with people, as I said. That's my profession, to help to heal them and make them feel more comfortable and de-stressed as a massage therapist, Reiki practitioner. It's essential that I feel grounded myself so I don't pass on that energy to others or to you. In doing a reading, I've not done readings when I have not felt a certain way. I don't want to do that. I don't find that that's fair, and I don't think it's necessary. When it stops, and it does, I can come back and be my whole self, right? So yeah, that's just letting us know, and maybe that's just a little bit of the repercussions that happen for some of you with this lunar eclipse, because it happens differently for everybody. Crossing this is the blessings. I'm going to take a sip of my ginger tea after that. My throat feels a little raspy, but it's fine. It's just, it's been like that for years. And I love this. Oh my gosh. It's not hot anymore, but man, it's good. It's from Trader Joe's. It's just a pure 100% ginger tea. So a cross is actually, I meant to say, blessings or blocks. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 of Cups. Okay, getting better. It's moving, like if you've ever gone to anybody or listened to, Brenna, I can't think of her last name. Doesn't matter. Spiritual leaders and talkers who just like, okay, when there's levels, like when I do EFT, emotional technique release, right? It's one of those things where you don't immediately say, okay, I'm going to go from just completely out of it to fine and dandy. It's like you have layers, right? In every aspect of our life, in our chakras, in our cells, in our bodies. So you go from frantic and overthinking and worrying and stuff to the 5 of Cups, which is like normally known as the spilt milk, where there's 3 cups down, 2 standing. Things have happened. You're disappointed. You may still be thinking about them. The cups represent our emotions. They're the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisceans. It's wishing we had something, but it's not quite there. But knowing there's the 2 that are up. That's the part you can continue to gravitate towards. You are awake. You're alive. You are breathing. You are doing something. There's something around you. You can look and say, oh my God, look at the gorgeous blue sky out there, or look at the thunder and rain coming down. Just being, and appreciating that'll lift those energies. Absolutely. So that's a step in the right direction. I would say that would be a block if you're not thinking other than, but look at the 3, want to move towards the motivational positive, right? It definitely will come back to you that way. What we put out, we do receive. So then we go to the foundation, and that's basically exactly what it says. It is the thing that keeps us stable, and the thing that we all, I think, strive for. That's our base chakra. you know, just feeling that sense of security, I guess, you know, is the best way to put it. Let's see what the card speaks of. And that is the Three of Swords. Okay. Wow. Okay, well, Three of Swords. You have gone through something, and the term is gone. It is a past tense with the Three of Swords. It represents in other decks, like the Rider-Waite-Smith, there's a heart with three swords directly stuck entirely into the heart. Not a great illustration, right? But it speaks volumes of it's happened. There was a deep hurt, wound, cut, physical ailment, and you are healing. And I'm going to tell you again, because I know I'm repeating myself, but the power of these eclipses that are happening for 18 months between Pisces and Virgo, the direction we want to go, the North Node, the direction we want to release, and the healing is going to be pretty phenomenal for a lot of you out there. And it may not have happened yet. It may not happen this year. It could happen within those 18 months. That's a year and a half. Something profound is going to heal in your life. And I send you the most positive, beautiful, Reiki loving, distant energy healing for that, because we are phenomenal beings that can heal ourselves, and we can heal others with our love and our presence and so forth. And so that's something that you need to be aware of. And let's see what else your cards have to say for the collective. The recent past is the next card position, and you have the Reine de Deniers. So what is that? The Reine is a court card, and I want to say that it is definitely the Queen, and I definitely want to say that it has to do with the Pentacles. So in your recent past, you definitely were focusing on your finances, your earthly energy, which is what the Pentacles or the coins represent. You know, was the wealth in your health? Was the wealth in your pocket, in your bank? Are you focusing? Have you been focusing on how you want to change the value and what's happening with your job and what you make and what you can make and your perception of that and your drive? You're grounded, you know, this is going to take some time. I'm looking at the whole picture. It's not a fast moving energy ever, but it's long term. So that's beautiful. You know, you've had these situations. We've had the retrograde, Mars retrograde, that stopped so many people's business, slowed people down, I should say, and stopped to a certain extent, like maybe ended. I can't say, but I mean, I've been on the fence about it, I'll be honest. And yet it continues to move and it continues to work, and you write down your intentions, you write down your dreams, you write down your beliefs, your Aries, you know, confidence, and you structure things and you talk to the right people, and you can set something up for yourself that's going to look really, really beautiful. The next card being your possible future. And you have the La Mat. So I don't know what that, oh, the Fool. Oh my God, how cute. Look at these and how bright and beautiful they are. Well, the Fool. That's you and your new journey. That's your new beginning. That's letting go, as I said very clearly, the worries, the fears, the, oh, not enough. Oh, you know, if only, the pain and the suffering that's leaving because it's done and you're ready to let it go. Who wouldn't be, right? And I pray, if you're not, that you do ask for help in that regard too, because I know for myself, I carried around pain for far longer than I needed to. I really did. I didn't understand why. Still not 100% why. It doesn't matter. I knew I didn't want it anymore. And I know I have the power to change that, and I have, and it's just been remarkable. And now I'm going to be a grandmother. So like, who knew, man? Life is ever changing and beautiful, and it's so worthy of entrusting, you know, entrusting the unknown and the forces, if you will, that are out there. Go outside and look at the sky in the day or in the night and just feel that overwhelming realization how there's something so big, so huge. The next is your future. And you have, once again, my goodness, the 9 Okay, we're still like in this realm still. It might be picking up on its energy of the cards. The Nine of Swords. That's the one we absolutely are just like, oh man, what if this and that? I want this new opportunity so much, but now there's a delay, and it's just like, why the delay? When is it going to stop? Right? Very different year, I must say, in all of my years of living. You think you have an idea of what's going to be, and you just don't. And this one with the retrogrades as they are, which isn't a normal occurrence. It doesn't happen every year. But if it did, we'd manage it, of course. But it's really about review, and it's about just stopping and not feeling rushed and trusting. It's trust is very much coming through. And the 9 is, once again, it's our control. Now you can think what you need to think. Best not to think too negatively, because that is what's going to imprison you. I think that's the best word for that. And it shows that in these cards, these beautiful, beautiful cards. So that is the one portion. Then we're going to go to the actual stem. I'm going to move these over a little bit. I hope you can see. I have changed the format so that you could see a little better. I like holding them up as well, like I've been doing. But yeah, we'll get the stem, and I'll do, like I said, the definitely the, what did I do here? Okay, I don't know, I guess I did that. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do this and this. Yeah, I think that might work. And then I'm going to put this like this. So this is actually each and individual of you out there, kind of your perspective as a collective. What's your take on this? What's your take on what's happened in your feelings since the eclipse, and what's coming through, and what are you projecting in your life? You know, projection is a huge part of what happens as well. So it shows another sword. Like I shuffled them, but there's so much of the, well, of course it makes sense with the Venus retrograde in the mind of, you know, the predominance of Libra or air sign, because Venus rules Libra. And just going over every single thing, you know, and because you don't want to take it with you, or because the 7 represents a couple of things, actually. It represents trickery, or somebody that's trying to pull one over on you, okay? And the thing about it is that it could be you, and it could be you kidding yourself, thinking everything's going to be great. I'm not interested in confrontation or conflict. I do have faith and trust. And yet the reality is that you need to face certain things, right? You need to face the things that are uncomfortable. That will help a lot for people during these transitional times of these eclipses, because that is how we heal. The other thing is that a person may be trying to pull the wool over your eyes in some way, and it's... I have to laugh because I know you know what I'm talking about. People think we're silly, or we don't have any comprehension at times, right? And it's laughable. It's clear to you what's going on. Thankfully, you're very aware, you're very astute. You know, you're sensitive. A lot of you, like I said, you're psychic beyond my abilities. I know that about this audience. I do, and I love you for it. And so, yeah, you're not letting somebody do that. But at the same time, it's also a very positive card in the sense that it allows you to see things from a different view. Like, that wasn't working. And so this is the way to make this happen. So appropriate during a retrograde. Reviewing things and thinking, okay, that didn't work. What can work? You know, nobody's pushing forward right now, okay? It's not the time. That's where all these thought cards come in. And unfortunately, yeah, a lot of times they do bring up fears. It's natural. It's the human condition. But you can stop it immediately. And that fool, the idea of the fool, there for you to just like absolutely let go and allow, and to release those fears, okay? That's what I love about the Fool. The Fool's journey starts with the Fool. So then we go to the environment card, and that is the Cavalier de Coupe. And I love it. That is the Page of Cups. So in doing and in reviewing and in trusting, you have ideas, you have strategies, you've got the emotions there to, the emotions a lot of times are what really help us to manifest. That's the feeling and bringing it into tangible reality. But it's kind of a new, right? The pages are the youthful ones. It could be a child or a grandchild. Well, maybe you know of it, maybe you don't. The news will come through. Oh, I know about that one. It's your youthful self and staying happy and having fun during times of crises and things that have just knocked you off your feet a little bit, and say, no. That life is not all about that. Yes, it happens. There's no getting around it, but I am not going to be, I'm the Aries energy now. I've got that in me and it's around me, and I'm going to utilize that knowing I can get through absolutely anything. And then laughing, and actually physically, they can go to yoga laughing now, I'm told. It's just, find something on the TV to make you laugh. It's so incredibly healing. And stay in touch with that inner child that has those dreams, like when you're young and you believe you're going to be that fireman or that space woman or that anything, you had no doubts. You're like, that's happening. Bring that to your life now. Bring that to this reality, okay? That's what that's telling me in your environment. Or you're around a lot of water energy, or you have that in your own chart. So you're very emotional in some ways. That will absolutely happen with these full moons and new moons. But it can be an amazing emotional happiness, too. So then we go on to the hopes and fears. And that's la batale. I'm so sorry. Don't know how to pronounce that, but I can tell you what the card is. And that is the Magician. So with this beautiful journey, you start with the Fool, and then you go to the Magician, which is the master that can figure out and do and create and manifest anything with all the tools. Isn't this a beautiful card? I love it. Yeah, we're getting away from the mind. We're using all our senses, all our gifts. Okay, and we all have them. And we're gonna it's a major arcana, as is the Fool. So yeah, we're not sticking with just this route, as I mentioned, the loop of what if and how. No, we're done with that. It's exhausting. It's not healthy, and you know that, and you're ready to let that go, because that's what this new moon is going to create for you. Your intentions will make so much difference. You write that down and you make it happen, and you watch it, and it does. The final outcome. Roi d'Épée. I want to say it is okay, no, this would be the Knight. No, usually they're on a horse. Let me double check that for you. But I want to say it's the Knight. It looks to me like it also could be the Page, but it's a different word, so that's surprising to me. Or maybe not. Let me double check, please, as I learn. Actually, that's the Prince. I apologize. That's definitely not the Page. The Knight. The Page is the youth. The Knight is the messenger. This has to do with your heart. This has to do with love. There's messages of emotional fulfillment. You've been stressed. You've been thinking, oh, I don't know. I've got these ideas and I'm trusting. Is love part of the picture with this Venus retrograde? Of course it's going to be people back. So forgive me. But yes, it has to do with love and emotion and creativity and the Piscean energy that's going to stick with us. And then the magic that can happen with this relationship and this intervention of spirit. And then the Knight, not the Knight, the actual Page of Sword, which is the youth. But a very fast moving energy. And once again, messages, because it has to do with the mind and the voice and the interaction and connection, which is essential for all air elements. So yeah, I apologize as I reconnect myself with this deck, which I think is absolutely beautiful. But yes, it is the cups, which I mentioned, but it isn't the youthful, and it could definitely have to do with, speaking of, love and family. There's no getting around that. Anyway, as far as the cups, they are the Pisces, as I said, Cancer and Pisces, Scorpio. And the Cancers are all about family. So maybe you have Cancer placement and you're thinking, now is the time. I'm worrying about it, confused about it, not sure. Boop. I'm catering to the family right now, you can tell. But in closing, yes, you have some important messages coming through. And they're going to be truthful, and it's going to be, exact and precise, but it's exactly what you need. The nebulousness of the unknown and the Neptunian energy, if you will, having been in Pisces, can be absolutely beautiful and very much about creativity and imagination and all those wonderful things. But it's also cloudy, and it kind of puts on that idea of, well, this would be the best and the most, and it's not necessarily true. But with it turning and going into Aries on the 30th of March, it's taking those energies, the same, positivity, if you will, about your creativity and your dreams and your dreams, and bringing them to the forefront with incredible confidence and I would say fast moving as well, because Aries is definitely known for just like, they don't hold back. When they have it, they're the fire, they're the passion, they're the Mars ruled. So yeah, this is really beautiful as far as getting to the heart, not around fear anymore. See how it started out with too much in the mind, and now it's just like it's major, it's heart, it's trust, and it's information coming to you, the exact information you've been waiting, and creating things because you have the ability to, we all do, and allowing that to come through for yourself. Well, thank you as I navigate once again through this deck, but I absolutely love it. I hope some of this is resonating right this very moment, because it can, and it can also continue for, as I said, months to come. But I am going to finish with actually just a beautiful message from the Starseed Oracle deck. And I've had this a while too, but it's so beautiful. And it actually kind of reminds me of the Piscean energy and the upper chakras, which are the third eye, or wisdom, and what we spoke of today, our crown chakra, where we get the downloads and the information, and then the connection for the whole collective, which is what this reading is for. Once again, from the 17th today through the 23rd. And then I'll be back next week as well. I'll shuffle a couple and I'll bring out a couple, because it's going to have a word that's going to be specific for this week for all of you. Okay, so we'll start with this one. And it says portal. Wow. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and wild card. Wow, it's like a psychedelic background back there. Beautiful, beautiful portal. That's so in line and so synchronistic with the eclipses, because they are absolutely allowing us to transform in ways we don't even know about necessarily, because it can take a while, but it can also have already happened, and you're very much aware and you're very ready. And it's like, bring it on, right? And that's what this energy and the new moon eclipse will absolutely make happen. I'm going to pull a couple more for you. That is beautiful. That's the magician energy as well. So portal, love it. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. I don't think I've ever thought about that. But of course, we are all one with the universe. So we are all the I am, we're part of it. We're all starseeds, and we all are capable. And the more we know and believe that, the more we're going to see it. So I absolutely love that as well. Beautiful, beautiful confirmation and inspiration yet again from our oracle divination. And last but not least, the cosmic heart. Yeah, the heart. The most intelligent, intuitive, as I said, organ in the body. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. What a beautiful way to look at that. And a beautiful, beautiful card. So words to live by, right? Thank you so, so much again for your participation and taking the time. I enjoy this more than I can say, and I will be back next week, and I will start my April readings hopefully sooner than later, because they took a while this last month, but they will get out. And thank you once again. Please like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and that would help this channel immensely. I thank you. Remember, I'm somebody and you're somebody, okay? So take beautiful care. Have a great week. Until next time, bye for now.